Right then, midnight walking talks around the park with Collies. And there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and there's 5 behind the tree. There you go. Right. All fun and games. Well, there are some subjects to talk about tonight. Yes, indeed. Well, programme I've watched since the first episode. I started again, Grey's Anatomy. So there was episode 1 and 2 available. Brilliant. That's good. I like that. Right. Well, because to me, Grey's Anatomy is one of these programmes where it's not just a point where you get to like the characters, because you do. You get to like most of the characters. But they deal with things that, they deal with pain a lot. Painful situations a lot. Which is good. It can be quite emotional. That's good. That's cool. Don't mind that. And early on, there were some tough ones. Some bloody tough ones early on. In like the early seasons. There was one of them where there'd been an accident, so they brought in the people from the accident who'd been caught in the accident. And there was a man and woman who weren't together, as in a couple. But they were together because a beam had gone through both of them. And it was still there in both of them, this beam. So probably about a 7-foot iron beam. Not that wide. About the width of a bit, not as wide as a snooker cue. But, near to that sort of thing, or pool cue sort of thing. So, they're on a bed, sitting there on the bed, waiting for the doctors to come in and help them. The doctors have x-rayed them, done all that lot. So, of course, the programme's going by and they're dealing with other people, different doctors dealing with other people. Then they come up to them. And eventually we find out the situation is far worse. Far worse. I can't remember exactly what happened. Wait, this way, come on. I can't remember exactly, but let's say, for example, it was one of them, but I can't remember which one. But let's say it was the man. The man was a bit older than the woman. Not much older, just a bit older. So, doctors come in and explain to them both, if they try and move this rod, the man dies. So, of course, the woman then basically offers and says, look, let him live. It's okay if I die, but let him live. Because she thinks that she can sort of barter for this. And no, you can't. Because they explained to her, look, if we do it in a way where you die, he'll die as well anyway, because as soon as we move this, he will die. We can't possibly save him. We can save you, but we can't possibly save him. So, Jesus. Imagine that situation for a second. Imagine what that would be like if you were in that. Awful. Terrible situation. Absolutely awful. And so, you get ones like that. Situations like that. And quite commonplace. You get things as sort of tough as that. Right, come here. Chewie, leave. Lucy, come. Noisy people. Leave them alone. Yeah, well, of course, these 2 episodes, they were tough. Because in the last episode of the last season, one of the characters who, you grow to like, he's a ex-military doctor, and he's been through an awful lot of crap, you know, and yeah, he's got a lot of trauma from his military days. He's a Scottish actor, big fella, bit gruff, but plays in a really, really emotional character. Well, he's going to get married to his best friend. The only problem is that his best friend gets off with someone else. And while she's getting off with this other person, this person who is in love with her, they have, you know, SCX. Well, then she has her phone in her jeans pocket as she sits down. As things start, she phones her fiance. They're supposed to be getting married the next day. So he's actually in surgery operating on someone. One of the assistants in the surgery picks up his phone and presses answer. So of course everyone in there gets to hear his fiance, who is also a doctor at the hospital. She's the cardiac surgeon, or one of them. They all get to hear her having an affair with another of the doctors in the hospital. You know, while he is trying to focus on saving the life of this person. So of course, in this episode, she doesn't know that she butt phoned him. She never knew that. She didn't know that he heard what they were doing. And at one point, they both say they want to talk. And he basically says that if I die, you know, I want you to take care of the kids, blah, blah, blah. Is that okay? She said, well, it's not okay if you die, no. Lucy, you got a can? There's a bottle. Go on, you take it. Chewie, leave it. No cans, Chewie. I thought Lucy had the can. Lucy, no cans. Bop, bop. Yeah, no, not like cans. Right. But anyway, so later on, they have a surgery or something together, or just after surgery. And she's in there, and he goes in, and he says, look, is there anything... Well, no, she basically says, you look as if you've got something on your mind that you want to talk about. And he said, look, if there's anything you need to tell me, now's the time. She said, no, everything's fine, don't worry about that. Everything's fine. He plays over the recording and basically walks out. Now, anyone who's watched the programme before and from the start knows that he was originally married to another doctor called Christina Young, and at one point when he hated his wife, he cheated on her with someone else. People mucking around coming over there, aren't they? Alright. Oh, not too bad. Come on. Oi. Oi, you coming? Amber, head up now. Come on, now forward him. One sec. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, he was angry with her, so he cheated on her. So of course, he's now thinking for all this time, what did I do to make her so angry with me? What did I do to make her hate me? We're supposed to get married that day. But what did I do to make her hate me so much that she would do that? That's what's going through his head. She then reveals that the part of the reason why she did it is because she couldn't believe that she could ever be lucky enough to have him. You know? She's had such a shit life that she couldn't believe it could ever be that good, that she could be with him. So in a way, she was trying to sabotage it before it all fell apart anyway. Because that was her life. She expected it all to fall apart. It's like, well, you know, there's a lot of people that do think that way, isn't there? There's a lot of people that sabotage their happiness because they've experienced crap in all their life and they don't think it's ever going to get any better, and when they meet someone who is fantastic for them, they're so broken that they have to try and destroy it. And that's the reality. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are in that sort of situation, isn't there, really? So it was great in that way. It does make you think about that sort of stuff. But episode 1, what was that really about? And episode 2, really, both of them, but certainly episode 1, COVID. It's really about these doctors in this hospital. They're losing the battle constantly. They don't have the equipment that they need, all the masks and all that sort of stuff. They don't have that. Whenever they think they've maybe saved a patient, that patient then dies very quickly. No apparent reason. Yeah, they just die. And then of course they're facing the reality that it's not just the people dying of COVID. What about all these people that we don't know of? The people with heart problems and lung problems, and those people that are dying. That's far worse, isn't it, really? Yeah. Come on, this way. Come on. There's something blue over there. I don't know what that is over there. Another dog, maybe. But you're all here? Yeah, you're all here. Okay, cool. That wasn't one of mine then. Over there. There's definitely a dog or something over there. There's definitely a blue light. Yeah, you can see it as well, can't you? Yeah, there's that blue light there. So yeah, I don't know what that is. Weird blue light there. Yeah, looks as if it's in the field. I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it's not. Anyway, yes, so yeah. It just makes you think again, a bit in a different way, because you think about COVID, but like they're saying that the nurses and doctors are getting angry because a patient's died alone while the relative is sitting outside in the waiting room, and they couldn't do anything. They couldn't get the two together, so you know the relative could say goodbye. That is just terrible when it comes down to it. Awful situation. And again, one of the young doctors is having to tell somebody that their relative has died. And of course, it does pull at you. It really does. Because, all the time that COVID was going on, if you've not known anyone who died of COVID, or anyone who's related to someone who died of COVID, you don't really think about the loss. You don't really think about the immense pain that some people have suffered during this time. And of course, it's a time when the churches are closed. It's a time that even, the social welfare area, like the mental health people, they're not doing their jobs as they were before anyway. You can't go and meet with one of those, can you? I imagine in the hospitals, the chapels are probably closed as well. Terrible. Terrible situation. And so, but what made it worse is that you think about it, that at least with COVID, we've been made aware of the amount of deaths on a daily basis. Most years, we have thousands of people dying of flu. dying the same sort of way, but dying of flu. That's what the disease was called last year, the year before, and 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 the year before. Flu. And yet, there was no media attention about that. Yet it was still happening and people were still going through it. Yet there was no media interest there, was there? That has to be wrong. Really. I mean, how on earth that isn't wrong, I don't know. That should be wrong. Why is there no media interest in it? You know, Mollie, I got you. I got you, Bubba girl. Don't worry, I got you. I got you, Bubba. And as I say, what about all those people that have died of heart disease and cancer and all these other things? That they died because of the consequences of COVID. You know, it's fine. It's great to be angry about the mistakes that were made with regards to COVID. About the fact that all these elderly people are basically given to this disease. You know? There you go, Mollie Collie. Get that drinky. There you go, Mollie. There you go, Mollie Collie. Yeah, it was wrong to be angry about that stuff. And it's right. Sorry. Get my head wrong. It was right to be angry about that, about the fact that all these people were basically put back into care homes full of COVID to just wipe all these old people out. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Of course, it's right to be angry about that. It's right to talk about that as being a disgraceful thing that happened with COVID. But there's far more awful things that happen on a daily basis with things like COVID and consequences of COVID that we just don't know about, that aren't advertised at all. As I say, I mean, how many people? Yeah, probably 400,000 people, 400,000 families have lost somebody because of COVID. But at least that's people that have died of COVID. Actually, just because of COVID. Yeah. I mean, you're looking at well over 1 million people. Worldwide, well over 1 million people. Could be tens of millions who, by the end of this, who will die because of COVID, as in the consequences of COVID. I mean, imagine what those families are going through. Terrible situation, really. Smells of it around here. Yeah, I don't know why. Whether there's lots of dog poo around here, I don't know. It just smelt for a minute. Whether the river stinks a bit, I don't know. Maybe. No idea. Anyway. Oh, and the second episode really was focusing also on COVID, but on the fact that people are so desperate to get out, they go out and do dangerous things, and kids get hurt. Well, and in this episode they did. One of the children got hurt so badly he died, and of course the parent was angry because the parent should have said no when the kid said he wanted to go to this party. Everyone was supposed to be on lockdown, basically. Wearing the masks, keeping 2 metre distance, washing your hands, all that lot. Yet Dad said, yeah, go on. Don't worry, no one's going to find out. Of course, the Dad was angry with himself. The other bloke, there's another man there whose child was also ill, but his child had problems with his immune system was defective, so he was at a high risk of COVID or anything really, high risk of everything basically. Well, that kid survived, but that dad was angry because that kid had recently got a new kidney and he risked everything just to go to a party. So of course that father was angry because of that. And it's like, yeah, you would be. Aye. And of course then the doctors are saying that there's one, Riley, stop eating crap. I really wish people would stop chucking rubbish. Lucy, leave it now. This way, Lucy, come. Now, Lucy. Shift ass. Now, in it, the doctors were saying that, one of them was saying she hasn't seen her husband or actually been able to hug her husband or, do anything with her husband at all for weeks because she's living in a hotel. The only time she sees her husband is when he comes to clap for her. Yeah, because she's a doctor, so they give her a round of applause once a week. Amber! The fact I nearly walked into you means walk away, you donut. Head up now. Head down again, you get in trouble. Now pack it up. Walk with your head up. Watch where you're going. Uzi, head up. Now. Riley, head up. Stop sniffing for food, idiots. Yeah, but that's another point. The closeness. I mean, even the point where in the episode, the two fathers who had earlier had a fight, when the father whose son survived heard the other father whose son died, he went over and just hugged him. And of course, you've got all the doctors watching this. And what went through my head is that I bet they're wishing that they could hug. Because for months now, you meet a friend, you can't hug your friend anymore. You meet a loved one, you can't hug them, a brother, a sister, a mum, a dad, a grandmother, a granddad, you can't hug them. Crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. And whether or not it's helping, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know whether it's helping. I really don't know. Because there are some people that are vulnerable from COVID, and certainly earlier on, those vulnerable people were being wiped out. Partly because of mistakes of government and whatever else. And as terrible as that is, if those vulnerable people are either safe or have already passed because of what happened early on, leave that. Come this way. Leave that. I don't know what it is, but leave it. Come on, this way. Yeah, don't know. I mean, it certainly is a case that the majority of people aren't vulnerable. Whereas in the sense that if they get the virus, they're unlikely to die. That's about 96%. Well, maybe not. About 86% probably. Of people that are alive. If they get the virus, they won't die. The problem is that there's still that percentage of people that will. And of course, there's the families of those people. They don't want those people dying because of the recklessness of others, do they? Really? Or the recklessness of themselves? They don't want to lead to the death of their relative. They don't want that. So, it's an incredibly tough situation, to say the least. Knowing what to do is really tough, and it's like, we can have a go at the government because we think they've done it wrong, and they certainly have made an awful lot of mistakes. Is it right to lock down England? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't think it is. It doesn't make sense. By all reports, the cases started to go down before the lockdown was even went into place. So therefore, there was no need for a lockdown, was there? But again, I don't know. Whether that is the real truth or not, I don't know. Because really, with regards to this, I watch talk radio and I see what they say on talk radio. Well, I don't watch normal television, normal British television, certainly. I don't watch that. I don't watch American stuff either, because the American stuff is all going to be about, Trump and Biden and all that sort of stuff. And they might have something on COVID, but is it really any more reliable? Because obviously it'd be one-sided. So the problem with the BBC and ITV is that they're all, on side with the government, basically. So if the government says something, they back it up anyway. So they're not going to be changing it. Although, saying that, there was something the other day where one of them, I can't remember which network it was, but one of the networks actually started to question what the government was doing. And they were actually looking at the evidence and saying, oh, actually what the government's saying there is not true. Well, I was thinking, finally, someone's actually doing what they should be doing. Lucy! Oi! Pack it up, now. Stop eating rubbish. Pack it up. Bad. You eat rubbish, you can eat something that could kill you. So pack it up. Idiots throwing down crap. Problem is, you don't know what they've thrown down. They could be throwing down stuff that could be poisonous to the dogs. They'll eat it. They don't bloody well know, do they? Annoying. Get muzzles from, I think. Be a good idea. Pain in the asses. Amber, get your head up now. Head up or you'll get zapped. Now pack it up. Pack it up, idiot. Keep your head up. Dozy dog. Anyway, about that situation. I mean, what more can you say? I don't know. I mean, as I say, I don't know anymore than that, because I don't know whether the lockdown is something that should happen or something that shouldn't. I don't know whether completely opening things up again would be a good idea. Well, because the problem is, okay, if you, for example, you open up churches, what's going to happen when you open up churches? You get all the old people who are the church members going back to church, mingling together. COVID then starts up again. You get loads more cases, loads more deaths. Right? So, there's the problem. Really, churches have got to say, if you're over a certain age, don't come in. I'm sorry, folks, don't. Although, really what they've got to say is, come in, but understand that you've got to keep your distance away from people, really. So have some seats at the front or the back, front or back, either way, that are away from other people. For your most vulnerable people. So they can still come to the church, still be a member. Of course, for example, the thing that I used to go to, once a month thing, when they were first talking about lockdown, we had a meeting, and people were keeping distances. They weren't hugging. They were just touching elbows and stuff like that. And any of the food stuff was all individually packed. And there was stuff for you to wash your hands with and stuff like that. That was all there then. Why couldn't they just continue that? They were already doing it. No reason why they couldn't just continue it, really, but again, I suppose if you are one of these organisations, you don't want to, necessarily go against the government. You don't want to get in trouble with doing that, so, You get it, Mollie. Chewie, leave. That's Mollie. Where you got, Boney? Mollie got Boney? What's it, Mollie? You get it, Bubs? Is it a stick? I don't know if it's a stick or a bone, God knows. You get it, Bubs? It's a weird stick of it. Oh, it's a stick. It's a stick. Okay, just a stick in it, Bubs. Yeah. Okay. There you go, Bubba. You have that. Yeah, anyhow. Other news. Well, there's been the usual football rumours. Goldbridge and it again. That fake Mark Goldbridge and it again. Apparently, Cristiano Ronaldo is coming back to United. Every transfer window. I mean, every single transfer window. Goldbridge has at least 5 videos talking about Ronaldo coming back to United. It's all crap. It's all ways of making money. That's what it is. I mean, why would Ronaldo want to come and play under Ollie and the amateur coaches? Amateur manager, amateur coaches. Why would he want to come and play under that? I mean, he wouldn't respect that, would he? So he wouldn't put himself in that situation. Why would he? He's coming towards the end of his career. He doesn't want to get injured, permanently because he's playing for some Mickey Mouse bloody manager. Which could happen quite easily because look at the amount of players at United that have got injured. And I've been out for a long time. I mean, last season, or the season before last, was it last season or the season before last? Rashford was injured. Ollie kept on playing him. And then when Bruno was knackered, Ollie kept on playing him. So it had an impact on them. They were injured, and they got injured, and Rashford was out for quite a while. Injured. He kept on playing Pogba, and Pogba was injured. He was out for quite a while. Thankfully, there was a lockdown. And they came back just before the lockdown finished. Had the season gone as it would have normally gone, neither Rashford nor Pogba would have played for the rest of that season after January. Not when they were injured. Lockdown helped Ollie a lot because there's no way, shape or form United would have got in top 4 without that lockdown. No way, shape or form. Because, United's form when they got back off before lockdown was okay, but not brilliant. It was really good when Bruno first started playing, but it really started going down before lockdown. Now, after lockdown, it was okay for a little while, but not for long, because Ollie just wouldn't rest players. And for some reason, players were knackered early. Don't know why, they just were. United, when lockdown stopped, United hit the ground running. Other teams took longer to hit the ground running. Even Liverpool lost a few games. But United hit the ground running. They won the first, or did well in the first 5 games. But then, as other teams started to, hit the ground running, United faltered and couldn't get back again. And that's why, as I say, that's why Ollie will never be a decent manager, because when his teams falter, he doesn't know how to get them away from faltering. Once they start faltering, that's it. He's clueless. Get this, get your butt. There you go. You get that. So, I'm not sure if there's any other rumours, but they're saying again that Ed Woodward is backing Ollie. Well, anyone who's a Man United fan knows that if Ed Woodward was seriously backing Ollie, he would have backed him in the summer. He would have bought Sancho in. And he would have bought whatever other players Ollie wanted. He would have brought them in because that's what you call backing a manager. Saying you back a manager isn't really backing a manager. Backing a manager is, doing the job that you need to do to back the manager, and he didn't do that when he had the chance to do it. So therefore, no. When people start saying that Woodward is backing the manager, no, he isn't. He hasn't sacked him. Doesn't mean he's backing him. Not in any way, shape or form. He might not sack him, but it doesn't mean he's backing him. It just means he's not going to sack him, because when you sack somebody, you've got to pay him a lot of money, and you've got to go and find a new manager. Now, if you're not willing to invest in players, then why would you go and find a new manager? You don't want a new manager, do you, really? So, you might as well just keep the manager you've got, because, if he's putting up with your incompetency with the guys who run the club, then you're getting away with it, aren't you, really? That one went to Mollie Collie. There you go. Got good at throwing stuff. Right. Oh well. Yeah. Well, I mean, if Woodward was seriously wanting to back the manager, he would step down from anything football related and just deal with the finances. Because him being involved in the football side is what's causing the biggest problems to the manager. No cans. You should know better. No cans, Smiley Island. Amber, head up now. Leave it alone. Don't care what you're eating, don't. Look at this, Lucy, Papa. Papa, this, Lucy, Papa. Kibbles. Riley, Lucy. Lucy. 1 second. Luce. There you go, Lucy, you get that one. That's a better one, Luce, isn't it, eh? Not that old thing that's fallen apart. No point in going for that. There you go, you have that one. Anyway, okay, next subject, cars. Right, okay, I've spent a lot of time speaking to a chap today, one in Ireland, about his car, his X-Trail. Then, after speaking to him on the phone, I had a quick look online, and there's an X-Trail, same age, same amount of miles, different colour, but same age, 2009, still around about 150,000 miles, which is a lot of bloody miles, and about £1,000 less in price. So it would make sense if I can get that one, and that one's actually probably about 4 hours away by driving. So if I can get someone to come with me and drive my car back, well then, yeah, job done there, isn't it? Really, can do that. Oh, indeed. So yeah, so I can get that one for £1,000 less. Pay about £100 to the person who comes with me, because it's taking 8 hours of their day, really. So it's only fair. Yeah. Give them a gift of money. It's only fair, isn't it, really? So, yeah. But with that £900, I can put the Civic through an MOT, get work done if it needs done for an MOT. Then at some point, I want to remap it. I want to give it a full service and clean it out, because if I've got the X-Trail would be good car for putting the dogs in, for walking the dogs. Be a good idea, yes. So that would be a good thing to do, because I've already got that car. I've been looking, and today I saw another one which was an X-Trail Tourer, so slightly bigger boot. So certainly if I had another 3 Collies, an X-Trail Tourer would be brilliant. It's an X-Trail Civic, sorry, not an X-Trail Civic, Honda Civic Tourer. Slightly bigger boot, but yeah. Lovely car. But at the moment I've got that still works. If it still works, I can get it for an MOT, and the engine's good and everything else is good, then I might as well still use that one. There's no point in me replacing that with another one if that one's still cushy. It still does the job, really. So, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. It's not perfect, there are things wrong with it, but there you go. Anyway, yes. Yes, indeed. So, yeah. What was that over there? Yeah. Well, I've gone around the thing a bit because I was looking at something else as well. And I was looking at something else as well. Oh, that's a bit from the... Okay, from the bit of jacket they were tearing to pieces. Okay. You've got another by the way. Okay. You've got another by the way. Amber! Yeah, so we'll see what happens to that. Because yeah, the extra 900 or £1,000 would be really useful to get this one right. Well, so that one down there is £1,000 less, but it doesn't mean that's what the amount of money I spend on it. Just because it's £3,000 doesn't mean you're going to give £3,000. You always try and take a bit of money off. So I'd have £1,000 to get this one. That one there, sorted. Get it through an MOT, get it right, leave it there. Come here. What do you know? Why when I say come here, you're all walking away? Come here, come on. Let's do your collars. Do as you're told. When I say come here, you come here. Come here, monkey. Little monkey miss. Love you, Mollie Collie. Come here, Chew. Come here, monkey boy. Do your collars. Right, and the one that's anyway, the one that's 4 hours away that I can drive to, I can actually test drive it. I can actually have a look around it properly. One of the islands I can't. I was saying to that person, I can pay a deposit just to get him to send it, and if I decide I don't like it for any other reason that it's not as described, then he keeps the deposit. But then that's me potentially throwing away £400, so not a good idea. Really. Lucy, come, now. Move it, in you get. Shift ass. Chewie! Get in there. So, yeah. Yeah. Makes more sense to go to the one about 4 hours away than have the one in Ireland delivered. Really. Yeah. Nice person I was speaking to, very helpful, so I hope that he sells his one, and I will send that to him. Because he come across as a very, very, very nice person, so that's good. So I wish him well, and I hope he sells his car. As I say, the problem is at the moment the price on these cars is way too high. I mean, for the amount of mileage, like the one in Ireland should really be, maximum £3,000. He's got it at £4,000, so too high. Too high, really. There you go. I mean, you never know, he might sell it. Hopefully he sells it to someone local to him, and he doesn't have to take too much off it. So there you go. You take care, God bless, I'll speak to you soon, bye bye.